yeah, he's definitely moved on from sports. But so yeah, he does that now, and yeah, Cody's doing what he's doing in Chicago, so it's a lot of fun.
Just a lot of bouncing around.
lot of
Nothing's
fun to
changed
watch.
as a parent, huh?
No, actually.
What's the difference between being a parent and a grandparent?
Well, I think because, I mean, obviously my son Cody does live here in the off season, so I do get to see them a lot in the off season. But I think it's just, I mean, I'm still trying to do my thing, so it's like get to enjoy their time. And I'm that type of like mother-in-law or mother that I try not to be like overbearing. I try not to be like too much in their space. Obviously, I love to see my family. That's priority to me. I love to see my grandkids, but yeah, I mean, it's on their time and their schedules too. They're busy.
Yeah.
They got friends and they've got events and they've got things to do. So I think just building and bonding with them is important.
Yeah.
So my favorite thing I think is just spending quality time. Maybe not quantity, but quality
The
time.
quality.
Yeah.
Like whenever you do see them,
Yeah.
it's like you have something planned.
Yeah.
You're doing something.
And our family is pretty tight knit. We do things together quite a bit. So
Yeah. I see that on social
Yeah.
media.
Yeah.
Like, that seems like a tight knit group, the
Yeah.
Bellinger family, which
Yeah.
is really cool.
Yeah, we do a lot of stuff.
Especially when like everybody's all over the place traveling and
Exactly, it's not easy.
You're all
Not everyone lives
communicating.
here. I mean, Cole lives here, Cody does live here, Ashley lives in Los Angeles.
okay.
Yeah,
That's a 6-hour drive. That's a 2-hour
the worst
flight.
drive ever.
I know, right?
I'd rather fly.
I was doing coverage for, it was WWE WrestleMania at SoFi Stadium in April. And I had to be here for a podcast interview at like 10 a.m. the next morning.
Right.
So it was Sunday night at like 10 p.m. I made that drive, got back at like 3:30 in the morning,
Yeah.
napped for a couple of hours, and then was up.
So yeah, I mean, I don't mind driving to San Diego. For some reason, that drive doesn't feel as daunting as the Los Angeles drive.
Yeah.
I think it's because that's that extra on the 10 to actually get into Los Angeles or
Yeah.
into Orange County. I feel like that's where all that traffic starts. And you're just like, takes you 2 more hours
Yeah.
to go 20 miles.
What is
Yeah.
another, I guess it doesn't have to be a baseball city specifically, but another city that you'd enjoy to see Cody play at if he had, like if it was a place he had to go travel to?
Well,
see him
obviously
play?
San Diego. I think Petco is, I mean, I would say Dodger Stadium by far is my favorite stadium
Yeah.
because of the energy, the history. You cannot compare
Yeah.
that experience in Los Angeles. However, Petco is my favorite experience. They have great energy too. It's smaller, obviously, ballpark. But to be like right there in that gas lamp. So LA, as you know, is up on a hill. You know, it takes a lot of traffic and a lot of
course,
turns to get
of
into the
course.
stadium to park. And if you don't park at the stadium, you're on a bus and you're going from, you know, whatever. So it's the actual location of LA, Dodger Stadium. There's not a whole lot of culture outside of that, right?
Yeah.
Culture there. You know, San Diego's cool. Like you got the gas lamp, you've got all the restaurants, you got all the, you know, hotels. There's people
One of the
hanging
best
out.
downtown areas,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, and then once you get into Petco did a very good job with like bringing in like tons of vendors. So you've got all the craft beers and you've got craft cocktails and all kinds of food experiences that you don't get at normal ballparks. So they made it really kind of enjoyable on all levels like that. So I like Petco for that reason. I like San Diego. I mean, New York has its own, again, that's a whole different, you know, energy too. Like
East
playing
Coast versus West Coast, very
yeah.
different.
And,
Yeah.
and again, Yankee Stadium's not the Yankee Stadium that I
No,
knew.
it's
right?
like a mall now.
It's different.
It's very
yeah.
generic.
It's not the original. So, I mean, it's different, but it's still Yankees, and there's always history there.
Yeah.
And I would say Chicago Cubs, you know, again, as far as history, you know, Wrigley. I mean, that's just, I mean, to say you played at Wrigley, let alone played on the Cubs, like that's, and you got the ivy in the back and, you know, the history there. So my mom's family is all from Chicago. So she grew up, you know, watching Cubs games. And,
Yeah,
so it's kind of
which
cool.
is nice.
Yeah. I'd say Chicago obviously is pretty cool. I did look up, I've not been to every ballpark.
Really?
So that's on my bucket list now.
That's interesting.
Yes, so I've got a few. Pittsburgh is one, and they're going there right now, and I'm not there. So I'll maybe knock it out next year. But Pittsburgh,
Man.
I've never been to. I've never been to St. Louis.
St. Louis is amazing.
Yep.
Went there last year.
I want to go. I've never been to Detroit, and I've never been to Toronto.
Toronto's cool. Detroit, that's one where it's like, if I have to go.
Yeah.
I feel like there's not much there,
Yeah,
at least not right now.
yeah. But I've been to all the others. So.
That's crazy
Yeah.
that you haven't been to every
I
huge
thought I had.
baseball family your entire
And,
life.
Yeah, that's what I started thinking about. I'm like, have I been to every stadium? Oh my gosh, I don't think I have. So I started kind of figuring it out, and those are the ones I haven't been to.
Pittsburgh too, like Cody's been in the National League his entire career.
I
He's
know.
there almost every year.
Well, and also Cole Tucker used to play with them. I
That's
mean,
right.
for a minute, and I could have gone and seen Cole and Cody, but I never went.